Hello. Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to the new video. So basically in this video we're going to discuss all four problems of weekly contest 363. We will be skipping the first problem because it's pretty easy. We will start off with the second problem and you will see, just write the problem name by Aryan Mittal or just problem name Aryan Mittal. You will see the problem. The first problem is, or basically the second problem is, happy students. It just says that I have a zero index integer array called as nums of length n, where n is the all the students which I have the number of students. Now basically the class teacher tries to select a group of students so that all the students remain happy. Again, my main condition is that all the students, I will select some students, but the ones who are not selected also should also remain happy. Now the ith student will become happy if one of these conditions are met. The condition is that if the student is selected and the total number of selected students is strictly greater than nums of I. Now you can start visualizing here itself that if I have, let's say, an array 1 2 3 4, now it is an indexing, right? Now the actual numbers are, let's say, again 0 1 2 3 4. Now you want that the student is selected and the total number of selected students is strictly greater than nums of I. Now for sure I'm just wondering that number of selected students here are 5 and the all values are less than 5. So for sure this grouping will be correct. Now what if I just have told you, let's say if it is 5, then it would not have been correct. What if it would have been 3? Then it would have still been correct because number of students selected are still 5. Now how I am finding 5? Because of the indexing. Indexing is 4. So the student will be 5 and the value at the index is 3. But Aryan, you are only looking for this index at that value. Now let's say I imagine, okay, I have my arrays entirely sorted. So for sure all the values lesser. All the values in the left will always be smaller. So for sure if the 3 is less than 5, then all the values in the left will always be less than 5. So my main condition you saw here, 3, when it was 3 it was okay, when it was 4 it was still okay, but when it was 5 it is not okay. So for the first condition I can directly infer one thing, that my index, let's represent by id, it should be greater than equal to my nums of I. Again, it is only when the entire thing is sorted. You can also look by example itself, but it is from the example, it is from the statement itself we can infer this particular thing, that how it is possible. From the index I can get the number of numbers and the value is itself the value. So number of numbers should be strictly more than this particular nums of I, and it is strictly more, which means indexing is 1 less. So I can just say it should be greater than equal to. And next condition is the students is not selected and the total number of students and the total number of selected students is strictly less than nums of I. Now it says that, okay, you will see that indexing will keep on going forward. It will keep on going forward 5 6 7 8 and so on and so forth. So for sure it will also have some values, right? It will also have some values. Now these values what it will have, it is saying that for sure it is increasing. So if I just compare this value and I make sure that this value x is more than, because I need that the students is not selected and the total number of students selected is strictly less than nums of I. So basically this value x should be strictly more than my number of selected students, which is actually here itself, which is 5. So it should be more than my nums of I, more than my that number of students, which is id. It is very obvious that I choose my id as this, which is the point at which I select the students, and I'm just saying this next value should be for sure more than my this particular id. Or I can also say that, let's say if this number would have been 5, was it a good number? No. If it is 6, yeah, it's a good number because now my number of students which are not selected have a nums of 5 which is more than my number of students which are selected. So okay, cool, it is good, which is okay. So now I recognize that, okay, if I am at this particular id, or simply saying that if I just say this ID, so I'm just saying if I'm at this ID, now it is for the left part, it is for the selected students. For the non-selected students, ID should be less than my nums of I, because even if it is equal, it is not correct, as we saw above. If it is less, it is for sure not correct. So for sure, if it is more, then it is correct. It is for the non-selected students. And I have to make sure, if I put a margin here, if I put a margin as in like left part I am completely selecting and the right part I am not selecting, and how left and right, because I have sorted the entire thing, then I'll just make sure if the left part I am completely selecting, that then the left condition should satisfy, and just the right condition should also satisfy. If this is satisfying, for sure the other right half will also satisfy, and if for sure this is satisfying, other left half will also satisfy. So at every point I can go and check if this is satisfying or not. Starting off with this example itself, now see, although you can just, what usually happens and how you should do it, just read this, get some inference, get some logic out, and then apply that to the statements example itself. Or the other way is parallelly start with examples and the logic and see that it can be much faster rather than not looking at examples at all. I had one. I'm concerned about the indexing itself, because I will just sort everything down with the indexes. Now I have this indexes for sure. You see that, okay, if I just choose nothing, so basically nothing in the left, that's great. Right part condition was that my ID should be less and the number should be high. Okay, ID is less, number is high. Okay, that is correct bifurcation. Oh, that's a correct one. I have got one bifurcation. I did no selections in the left and I did 2 in the right, which means number of selected students are 0 and non-selected students are 2. If I just do a bifurcation here, can I do it? With this condition, I can easily see, okay, I can have a 4. I can have a 3. I can have a 4. I cannot have a 5. But here you see, which means this is not correct. ID number should be less than equal to ID. Here you see, number is more than my ID. Oh, that is not correct. Simply keep on forward. Now assume this as the left part. Can it be same? Yeah, it can be same. On the right part, oh, right part is empty, so for sure it is true. So yeah, you have 2 ways. One when you choose nothing, one when you choose these 2. Answer is 2. And same you can just try for this example also. 0, 2, 3, 3, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7. Again, just go and try for this part. Again, the same thing will apply. Indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, you know that if you will start off with nothing in the left, so in the right part, you should say that your value of nums should be higher than your ID. Oh, it is not higher, it is equal. So it is not possible. Let's start with this. Okay, left part, it can go because it can be equal. For the right part, the value should be higher. Oh yeah, it is higher also. So okay, one good bifurcation is at this point. Let's say I choose this. I cannot choose this as a left part, because you see that I cannot have a higher value. Cool, no worries. Choose this. Again, I cannot choose, it's a higher value. As a left part, I can choose this. Yeah, it is correct. As a right part, I can choose this. Yeah, also, because 6 is higher than 4. So I can choose this. Okay, I can choose one at here. Again, I will just try for this left part. No, I cannot choose. Again, for this left part, no, I cannot choose, because for sure nums is more than my ID. I can choose this left part. No, I cannot choose. I can choose this left part. Yeah, I can choose. Now looking for right, I have nothing in right, so for sure it's good. I have 3 possible ways where I can get my selections done, and that's how you can simply say by this simple stuff what we did and found out. Cool, let's quickly see the example. Firstly, as you saw that it needs to be sorted, because for sure all the values smaller, it needs to be in the left, or its high needs to be in the right. Now I'll just go and find the answer, which is the all such number of groups which I can make. Firstly, as I am handling 2 extreme conditions, the extreme condition 1 being I did selections here, because you saw that for every step I need this point and this point. So in the beginning I have nothing, so I just handle this case separately, and ultimately when I am at here I need to be knowing the right part also. So basically I handle this end case also separately when I'm choosing everything and nothing, because at every point I will need to know this value and this value, next value also. So I just handle these two cases separately, as the conditions I mentioned above also, that if you're the same condition, that left part is also like always correct, so just check for the right part. For the starting condition I check for the right part. If it's true, okay, answer is good. Now for the ending condition, just look for the left part, because ending part will always be true because it is ending at here. So if the left part is of the left condition is true, then the answer is plus plus. Now looking for in the main entire array, I look for I and I plus 1. As I showed you, I is for the left part, I plus 1 is for the right part. Now the condition as I showed you, if I is more than equal to nums of I and also I plus 1 is less than equal to nums of I plus 1, then I am good. That grouping is good. So increase the answer by 1 and ultimately return the answer. And that's how you can simply get it solved. Cool. See you in the next video. Bye bye.